Can't forget my water. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I feel like it's been so long since I filmed, but it's really only been like a week. I took the week of Thanksgiving off. I was back in Arizona visiting my family and it was such a special time. But now I'm back home, ready to film and get some things pre-filmed for you guys. My plan is to post the whole month of December moving forward. So while I was back home, my family celebrated Thanksgiving. We also did a little early Christmas celebration while we were all in town. Hence my Christmas PJs. I was feeling in the holiday spirit, so I busted out my PJs. I'm actually gonna decorate my house later today. Because we did that Christmas celebration, I have a bunch of new makeup that I got as presents, or I just got some for my mom because she has a Buy Nothing group in Phoenix that she is very involved in and gets a lot of great stuff off of there. I'm really excited to try all of this. Most of it I haven't tried yet. Some things I couldn't help and like swatched on my eyes or tried out randomly one night once I got it in the mail because I couldn't wait. But other than that, it's all first impressions and new makeup. So let's get started. Okay, while I was in Phoenix, I went to the Dollar Tree. They have really good locations there, very nicely stocked, and they have like all the newest stuff. And I saw this gel grip face primer. So naturally, I'm gonna try it out. It's the typical green color. So all I have on my face right now is moisturizer. I didn't even put sunscreen on, which I probably should have, but it's pretty cloudy today and rainy. I don't know if you'll be able to hear, but my dog is playing with his Christmas present that he got from Grandma. It's a nice little Kong toy, so he's having a good time. So that is pretty nice feeling. It doesn't feel tacky, like quite like the e.l.f. one does. It's not that sticky. It's kind of sticky, but not as extreme as the e.l.f. one. And also, it has a more distinct smell than the e.l.f. one. It's not bad, and I think it'll fade, but it smells kind of like chemically almost. But I think a lot of Dollar Tree products smell that way because they, are just like low formulas or basic formulas, I should say. Like they don't really spend extra money in packaging or added fragrance, I would assume. Yeah, so far so good. It is a little sticky. I can do that thing that everyone does. See if it sticks. Yeah. Up next is the complexion product. This was a little sample. Actually, it was like 2 or 3 samples that I got from one of my friends. I can't remember off the top of my head which product this is and the name of the brand, but it's a BBCC cream. But I'm just going to go in with my hands because it is this formula that turns skin tone. I feel like the warmth of your hands really helps. Kind of smells like shaving cream. Like the Barbasol shaving cream, I feel like that's a bit more cool toned of an undertone than I usually prefer. But it doesn't look too bad. I'm kind of like tapping it in. It's got good coverage. You can see it probably looks a little pink compared to my more yellow, warm neck. Doesn't feel too matte or too hydrating. Seems like a pretty natural finish. No pilling issues with the primer so far. What'd you guys do for Thanksgiving? You'll have to let me know in the comments down below if you had a good time with your family and friends. If you did any traveling, I'd love to chat about it. I actually ended up coming back home on a red-eye Thanksgiving night, and I kind of loved it. The airport was so empty, and it was like a really easy travel experience. And then I had a layover that like went into the next day, Friday. So at my layover, the airport was busier because it was the day after Thanksgiving, obviously. But that first flight Thursday night was kind of eerie. Like there was no one in the airport. It has definitely calmed down in the undertone. It seems a bit more neutral now, and it looks like a really good match actually. I do have some dryness on my forehead. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on camera, but that's just because I'm on Accutane and it's like pilling a little, but that's just my dry skin because it's not happening anywhere else. And there's some collecting on my upper lip, but that's because I haven't shaved my face, like all my peach fuzz in a while. So that's been happening with every product I use, so I just need to do that probably tonight, and it would look more smooth than it does now, but I'm sure you can't even tell from where you are. No one's gonna look at my makeup that up close and personal. So far so good, and I love the way that BB CC cream feels. Very basic, like it did the job really well. Let's move on to the eyes. I actually have 3 eye products. A little torn on what I'm gonna use today, but I will show you all of them right now. The most exciting one, I think, is the Danessa Myricks Colorfix stick, the new one that she launched. It's like this metal packaging, and you can like take it just the one side or the other side, and then they also magnetize back together. It was hard for me to choose the color, but I went with Duo number 3. And let me swatch how beautiful this is. I wanted to buy this online earlier, but I waited until I could swatch it in store to decide. And I had a gift card, which was super nice. I also did try these on my eyes because I couldn't resist. Ooh, so yummy. I used them bare on my eyelids with no primer, and it did crease a little, but that is par for the course because I have hooded eyelids. The next eye product I got is the Give Beauty Painted Up Longwear Mousse eyeshadow in the shade Bouncing Shoes. It's a warm brown. And then this was from that Buy Nothing free site. I don't know this brand, Cab Cosmetics. The shade of the palette is Naked. It's like a nice warm quad. If I had to guess, I would say this came from an Ipsy bag. A lot of brands that are in those bags are kind of not as well known, which is pretty cool, like smaller brands. So I'm excited to try this. I think for today, I'm gonna use this as a base and then this on top, and we'll see how it wears that way. So I'm gonna go in with the Give Beauty product. I squeezed out some on my hand or my finger, and then I'm gonna distribute it between either eye. And to get full opacity, I'm basically just tapping it on the lid where I want the most pigment. I'm wiping the brush off a little now to blend into the crease. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the foil side of the Danessa Myricks product and just tap over that. Ooh, that is so fun. Just kind of put it all over, up into my crease even. It just has a cooling sensation when you put it on the lids. It's kind of weird, but it feels good. That's really pretty. I am popping that cover back on top as well so it doesn't dry out. Okay, I need to clean up a lot of that. That kind of went further down than I wanted it to on the outer corner, and clean up my dark circles. So I bought this a while ago, and I was trying to wait until I used up my e.l.f. one to open it, but I can't wait any longer. This is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic concealer, and I got it in the shade 02. This brand is really underrated, I think, at Ulta. I have their bronzers and their blush palettes. It's just like a duo in my makeup kit, and they're the most pigmented, high-performing powders I think I've tried in a long time. And their shade range is impeccable because it goes from really light colors to really deep colors, and the tones for all skin tones are just so spot on. And I really just need to try more from them, honestly. I feel like Juvia's Place goes on sale so frequently at Ulta as well, and they're often in the sales that they do, you know, like the 21 Days of Beauty sales. This says, our Magic Creamy Radiant Concealer smoothens and cancels out dark circles, blemishes, and skin imperfections. So that sounds like something I would definitely enjoy. Right off the bat, it is a thinner formula than the e.l.f. one. But it looks like it still has pretty high coverage, which I love. And a thin concealer with high coverage is also something that I end up loving as a makeshift foundation, kind of like a really fast foundation. I'll just do like one swipe of concealer on this cheek, one swipe on this cheek, and blend it out, and it just is fast. And I love doing that in the mornings before work. So this is a product I could see myself doing that with. I did swatch this one in store as well to make sure that I got a color I liked, and so far so good. I just kind of roughly blended that, and I'm going to let it kind of get more opaque and dry up a bit more as well. This product is so cute. It's the Olipop Stack the Odds face palette. It's bronzer, blush, and highlighter. I got the shade Sassy Pants, and it's this really fun travel product that opens up like this, and it's really nice and creamy. And I've been using this the entire week. I actually did a makeup lesson with one of my friends in person, and she had this in her makeup bag and said that it's like you can find it on Amazon. I don't really know who founds the company. I think it's a celebrity. But I think this is $40 full price, and when I've had it in my save for later cart, and when I went to buy it, it was like $18, so it was heavily clearance on Amazon. So I was like, let's give it a try, and I've been loving it. The staying power is really, really great, and the tones are really great. So I'm just gonna go in with the bronzer, and it's so fast. Like you can just go directly into the pan, and you only need one compact, and I think this is going to be my go-to travel palette. Before this one, I loved the Ulta 3-in-1 Cheek palette, and I still love that, but my skin is definitely drier these days, so a cream product is better for me, and the staying power on this is great. I'm using my finger for this highlighter. I wasn't sure that I would like this highlighter because it's got a pinky undertone to it, but it blends into the skin super naturally. And this isn't sticky at all. I don't notice it like catching my hair at all throughout the day. Okay, I blended out that concealer a bit more. I'm gonna leave it unset right now because I love doing that over powdering, and I'm gonna see how it wears, but so far, so great. Honestly, it's reminding me a lot of my favorite concealer, the e.l.f. Hydrating one. I have been using this blush every day this week, like I said, before work, and it's been great color. But I did also get this Nude Stix matte all over face blush color in the shade Hot Fire, marketed as a universal red color, which I would agree. I went to Sephora with my mom, and we did all that swatching with the Danessa Myricks stuff, and I told her about how I'd just bought this, and she tried it on her, and it looked great on her, but it looked different on her than on me. It was pulled more warm on her, and for me it's kind of like a neutral shade. Red isn't inherently warm, but it just looked different on both of us, and makeup tends to do that a lot. But I love when a product is marketed as universal, which generally just means that the undertone of the product works on all undertones, so it's just a neutral undertone. I had to compare it to Clinique Black Honey. This is more of an orange red, like a tomato red compared to Black Honey. So I applied brow gel, brown eyeliner, and brown mascara off of camera. I am going to go into this Cab Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I'm going to put that lightest shade right there in my inner corner. If you've been around for any amount of time on my channel, you know that I love this step, and I think it's just the ultimate finishing step in any makeup look. It looks incredible in photos. It really bounces off of flash photography and makes you look so awake, and just natural light through everyday life as well. As someone with hereditary dark circles, it is a must-have every time I do my makeup. I have 3 new lip products, 2 of which are from my brother's girlfriend, and I'm really excited to show you. So the first is the Milani Color Fetish Hydrating Lip Stain. This is in the shade Rose Rising. I've heard incredible things about this, and that the staying power on the stain is really good. I swatched this on my hand when she first gave it to me, and the swatch stayed on my hand. I washed my hands many times throughout the day, and it was still on that night, so that's pretty incredible. And then she also gave me the NYX Lip IV Hydrating Gloss Serum. I think I'm gonna go with this today just because of the shade. This is made in South Korea. How cool. This one's made in Korea too. Wow. The last lip product I got on my own is the Naturium Phyto-Glow Lip Balm in the shimmer shade. Well, it's the shimmer formula, and this shade is Orbit. As you guys probably know, I've been loving this product. I have 2 other shades, and I went and bought this one because it's shimmery, but also because it has a doe foot applicator. It's this really pretty nude shimmer shade. Let me just swatch all of them for you actually. My one complaint with the Naturium lip balm was the applicator, because the formula is so thick and hydrating that it's in a squeezy tube and it's like really hard to get a lot of the product out. You have to like really squeeze it. So the doe foot is a great addition to the line. So from top to bottom, it's Naturium, NYX, and then Milani on the bottom. See, you can say the Milani stains the best. Let's actually do the Milani one. Okay, that smells like vanilla. It's very thin feeling and hydrating and slippy. I would agree that it doesn't feel drying at all right now, even while I'm on Accutane. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blot this. Oh yeah, that's the kind of staining product I like. Something that's super easy like that, and then you can just reapply on top of it, as compared to the Sachu lip stain where you have to wait a while, like 1 to 3 minutes, and like tear off the little gross excess skin part. So I am way more on board with something like that. It's just easier for everyday life. And then I'm gonna go on top of that with the Naturium lip balm. So pretty. It's very understated. I tried one of the e.l.f. plumping lip oils that had shimmer in it, and you could literally see the glitter flecks. You can see some in here as well, but it just looks very elegant. And it just looks like really juicy lips and like glossy, glassy lips. So big fan of that, of both of those. While we're at it, I'm just gonna put the NYX one on too. See what that looks like and how it feels. This smells like the Physicians Formula butter bronzer. It's good, it's like coconutty. And this is way more pigmented than the Naturium one. It's got a more cool undertone, almost like a mauve-y undertone. I actually think I like that better with this look than the other one. Well, that was so much fun. Thank you so much for watching. Stick around for new videos on my channel every weekend. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season coming up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.